I put the one sleeve on, and I'm like, wow, that looks so amazing. It's inside out. It's inside out. So I have to take the cuff off and do it again. Yay! Hi there, Michelle here, also known as fancydinotparty, Party, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to turn a blanket into a sweater. A few weeks ago, I ended up thrifting this blanket that I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to turn it into a like crew neck sweater. And in my video, I'm like, I'm probably not going to do this for a while. It's fine. This is something that I'm not going to do for a while. Well, here I am making this sweater because it's all I can think about and it's all I want to wear. Here's the blanket I was talking about. Oh my gosh, it's so warm. This blanket is so warm because it came from inside the house. Oh, it's so warm. And then in my last thrift haul, you probably saw me, I'm gonna keep this blanket on me now because I'm so cold, was this grateful sweater that obviously is not my style. This is the sweater that I'm gonna use and I'm going to dissect it. I'm gonna take it all apart and I'm gonna use it as a pattern and then trace it and put those pattern pieces on this. I mean, this is kind of a look, but you know, I'm gonna make this into a sweater. But what else I'm doing is I'm gonna be taking the cuffs off, bottom elastic part off, and I'm also going to be taking the collar off. One, I need to take them off to make the pattern pieces more accurate, but I'm going to take these pieces off and actually attach them to here, and that is why I was looking for a very certain color. I was looking for either like a green, this kind of like off-white, or like this kind of like purpley pink cranberry grape color. I think that this color will look great with this. Then the other thing is though, is I'm not 100% sure if I am going to use the bottom part. Like I'm taking the bottom part off, but I'm not too sure if I'm going to attach it to this yet. I'm thinking about it. So we'll see if I do it or not. I'm gonna do like, you know, some try-ons in between and then see where it goes. Also, I do want to give a shout out to my friend Heather because she gave me her tripod that she wasn't using anymore because a few weeks ago I posted on my Instagram that my current tripod had snapped its leg. Yeah, so she gave me her tripod, which is super, super nice. Funny enough, it's the exact same tripod that I broke. Like, it's the exact same one. It's like I didn't even break my tripod. But also, I do want to give a shout out to her because she's the one who always makes the jewelry that I wear, such as this bracelet here. Life is short, stunt it, which is a quote from Hot Rod. My favorite movie. And then she also made that other bracelet that I have that says, just throw me in the trash, from It's Always Sunny. Definitely check out her Etsy shop, which is MinnBasil, and I will link it below if you are interested because she makes really awesome jewelry. Now that you've seen the pattern that I'm using and you're seeing the blanket that I'm going to use to make it, let's start this project. I have the two cuffs there, and then I have the bottom part and the collar. This is what it is looking like right now. And what I noticed again is like from here to here is just a little small. So what I might do is I might add more fabric onto the sides when I do make my pattern. But also I think that it is like a little bit too long from here to here. So I might crop it because I definitely want more of a cropped look. Like not too cropped, but I don't want it this long. Also the blanket, which is right here, is not that big. It's like lengthwise it's this way and the pattern is going this way, and I think because of this I'm not getting as much fabric as if say the pattern was going this way instead, because I feel like I'd have a lot more to work with, but because it's going this way I have a very short span from like here to here. I have to make this work. So I think the next step is I'm going to cut this all up into the pieces, put it on here, and then cut this. As you can see, everything is done. Did use a seam ripper because I just wanted to do it. I was going to use scissors originally, but I feel like I would get more fabric if I keep wanting to call it seam ripped it instead of cutting it. But as you can see, now I have to deal with all of this thread from the serger that was used to attach it all together. All these little things all over my bed. Now that everything's cut out, I'm pinning the pattern pieces to the fabric. That way it doesn't move around on me, and just cutting it out. That's simple as that. I also decided to get rid of the trim. I am adding a little bit of fabric around the pattern because again, I wanted it to be a little bit more of a looser fit. And then I'm using the first sleeve I cut out as a template for the second sleeve. Now that everything is cut out, I'm going to start pinning and sewing. So my first step is pinning the front and the back together just on the shoulders because I have to add the arms still, so I'm just sewing the shoulders. Next, I laid out the front and the back pieces now that they're sewn together, and I'm putting the shoulder part of the sleeve on top of it, and I kind of centered it to the shoulder seam that I had just made. I'm going to pin it, and then I'm going to sew it together. And then when I flip it over, it looks something like this. So now that I have the arms connected to the body, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to pin the sides, good side to good side. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin up the side, and then I'm also going to pin the arm. So this is like where the arm meets the body of it. So it's just pin, pin, and then sew along that. So now it looks something like this, and I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and sew this together. Okay, so this is what it's looking like right now. I attached one sleeve, only one, because I didn't want to do two sleeves and then realize I didn't calculate right, and then they are both awful, then I have to take both of them apart. So I just did one sleeve. It's not looking too bad. This guy's got to get done still. Quite impressive how it's turning out because the pattern that I used was a little bit small, so I had to make some adjustments on the cutting room floor, literally on the floor that I was cutting on. What I'm going to do now is attach this guy. Also, I do want to point out that my sewing machine is on top of another sewing machine that I have not used in years. And honestly, I don't think I've ever used it. Family friend got it from like an auction, and I think it was like $20 I had to pay for it, which is amazing. Let me just show you this real quick. I gotta move this Kenmore to get to that Kenmore. All right, so it opens up like this. There it is. Very dusty because I have literally not used it in years. So then this, whoa, that opens up. And then I think you just grab this and you pull it up. So this goes all the way up, and then that goes down, and that goes there. This is my vintage Kenmore machine. It's very pretty. It's so nice, and it's so like there's no dust on this side. This side is a garbage mess, but this side's pretty okay. And then if I come down here, this is actually the foot pedal, but it's for your knee, so your knee presses against, I think it comes down like this, and so your knee hits this, and that's to make it go. And then I just want to show you the cord and the reason why I don't use this machine. This is the plug. Like it plugs in from there into this, and I just don't think that this is safe. So maybe if I get this fixed, maybe I can use it, but for right now I just don't feel safe with this plug. Okay, it is the next day. I kinda got a little frustrated yesterday and then didn't finish it. I'm in my bedroom now. As you can see, I have this up on the wall to act as wallpaper because I picked a very bright blue last time I was in here, and that's the color I gotta stick with. It's very bright. It's that bright. Anywho, everything's in here now. Like my sewing machine's in here, all my crafting, most of my crafting supplies are in my bedroom now because it is too cold to be in the camper. This is what it's looking like so far. It's not bad. It's just very thick. I mean, it's a blanket, right? It's not going to be normal sweater material. It's very, very thick. See, the problem is because I didn't have enough fabric, it's just a little small. Yeah, so I think it's just like if I put my hands down, it just gives me like an hourglass shape. I don't want that. I don't want it. So what I'm thinking about doing is right where this line is right here. I think if I crop it, it will look kind of better. Today, I'm going to crop it. I'm going to attach the cuffs, and I'm also going to attach the collar part. I hope the collar part looks okay. Yeah, so I'm going to attach the cuffs now. I put the one sleeve on, I'm like, wow, that looks so amazing. It's inside out. It's inside out. So I have to take the cuff off and do it again. Yay! Now what I'm doing here is I'm actually just stitching along the bottom of the sleeve, so then that way it doesn't fray when I'm done. And I did this before I attached the cuff. Looking a lot better than I thought. Looking pretty good. Wouldn't mind doing a top stitch on them. The only problem is I do not have this color thread. I have like a bright red thread. Yeah, so I wouldn't mind doing like a nice top stitch with this kind of cranberry wine red color. The next step is I'm going to now attach the collar, pin it on here, and then sew it up. And then I gotta chop the bottom. I haven't done that yet. I probably should have done that first, but anywho, doing what I just said I was gonna do. So I changed my mind. I'm not gonna pin it. I'm just gonna do the same method I did to this because I didn't realize how big this neck hole is. It's gonna have to be stretched out the entire way. So I'm gonna just do the same method I did for the cuffs as this, and I'm not pinning it. The collar is done. I know there's a lot of like raw edges inside. Again, I do not have a serger, so I am not going to worry about it now. The next step is for me to cut the bottom like I said. This is the front side, so I'm going to cut across this line here. The back side's a little different, so I'm just going to lay it on top and then, you know, use that as a stencil. It is the next day, and I am so indecisive of what I should do for the bottom. I thought this would be like way more stretched out, and it's not. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to attach the bottom like my original idea. I'm going to do it. And guess what? If it doesn't turn out well and they don't like it, then I'll go back to my other option. But for now, I think I am going to attach this to here, and I'm going to do it the exact same way that I did the cuffs and the top. And the sweater's done. I think it turned out actually really, really cute. I'm surprised. I mean, like, I shouldn't be surprised at this point. I mean, making things because I've made so many dresses. But when it comes to like sweaters and shirts, I don't really make a lot of them. So I was like unsure how it was going to turn out, but I think it turned out very, very nice. I like the cuffs. I like the collar, and the band at the bottom actually turned out nice. I'm just surprised that it turned out nice. Also, if you already haven't noticed, I cut my hair. Well, my sister cut my hair, but my hair is now short. Like I said it was going to be, and honestly, I do not miss the long hair at all. Sometimes, usually when I chop my hair off, I'm like, oh, I miss the long hair. Doesn't even feel like the last year even happened. So natural to me to have my hair this short, and I don't know if I'm going to grow it out ever again because I like short hair. It's just easy. It's just easier for me. Is there things that I would have changed? In the future, we'll buy a bigger blanket. That way I can get a little bit more like width this way, even though it's not bad. Like, it's not bad. I need a serger. There's like a lot of like falling apart on the inside. I'm not gonna lie, it's happening because the way the blanket is woven, the way it was made, slowly falling apart, and I'm kind of terrified how this is gonna hold up when I put it in the wash. I do like the croppedness of it. I wasn't too sure if it was gonna be too short, and I just didn't like how long it was before. I think that turned out quite well. Yeah, I definitely want to make more, but if you want to make this at home, go for it. One of the easiest things that I've had to sew. So this is probably the easiest sewing project that I've had on my channel. Again, if you're new to my channel and you like sewing, crafting, and thrifting, why not subscribe? You can also follow me on my Instagram, which is the same, Fancy Dinosaur Tea Party. I think that is it, so y'all have a good day now.